Next, we have Dr. Jia Mathrani from India, the project lead at the IUCN WCL Mentorship Program and a member of the IUCN World Commission on Environmental Law. She is also the coordinator of the Environmental Law Clinic and assistant professor of law at GLS University, Ahmedabad. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Sambhavi, respected Honorable Miss Justice Vimla ma'am, dear all colleagues at academicians and colleagues at the Nyaya Sastra. A very good afternoon. I use a word colleague for the Nyaya Sastra because we all are somewhere working together for spreading awareness of the need of law, the need of people to talk about peace, environmental protection, and other these things. So a very good afternoon to each one of you. Or given the incredible ideas that we have heard, what a wonderful afternoon it was. And it has been, rather, a several brilliant minds have just spoken on a topic so brilliantly, that was so vast, so that, and so urgent, that's so close to our hearts, that fostering global solidarity in fragmented world. They have covered economical aspects, geopolitical dimensions, challenges, the need for institutional reforms, or a cultural aspect, a gender justice, or many more on that thing. And as I listened, I thought to myself, now what is left to say? Like, what more I can then add? And then I realized that while the world may feel fragmented, it's not entirely a new concept for us in Bharat. In fact, our ancient wisdom offers a lens to understand this very chaos. The phrase that I want to share with you today is a simple one. But it is a foundation of our foreign policies and our way of life, and that is a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And it just means the world is a one family. Before I go, I want to briefly address the word I'm using in my speech is a Bharat. And this is not a new name. It is a name we have used for millennia, a name that deeply amended in our ancient text and in our very soul. Using Bharat is deliberate choice, a way of reconnecting with the civilization, identify our identity and the foundational values it represents. The values, let's just say, is Vasudeva Ketimbakam. It signifies more than just a place on map, but it embodies a philosophical commitment to our heritage and our global responsibility, moreover, on keeping peace and security in the entire globe. Let's just start with where we are, and I will continue Swami Chatterjee's speech, because more, what I wanted to say about the COVID vaccine and some of the judgment that she quoted, arbitral awards that she has quoted. I wanted to just wanted to have them in the session, and she, already has said. So we'll just continue with her speech. And I'm very glad to hear Somi ma'am and Pragya Patil ma'am and other all the colleagues that I had the privilege to listen before my speech. So on one hand, we are more connected than ever before, even before a trade, technology, or any ideas, people crossing the broad borders. On the other hand, we are also more divided than ever. War, inequalities, climate crisis, and other steady erosion of trust in our global institution. That's the fragmented world we all are talking about today, I think. And that's why the idea of global solidarity isn't some fluffy or feel good slogan. It is a survival strategy, rather. Without a solidarity, we simply cannot have a sustainable peace of or a justice. Think about it. Maybe a situation of pandemics do not stop the broad borders. A climate change doesn't stop the broader borders, or a cyber threat does do not stop at borders, or we are already one ecosystem, whether we like it or we don't. So what do we we mean with the world global solidarity? At its core, it's just a recognizing that our humanity is shared, our faiths are linked, and the justice anywhere strengthen the justice everywhere. This isn't a new idea. In fact, we have been working towards it from decades, for a decades now. Remember 1945 United Nations Charter, the World Bank says that never again to the war on that scale. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of United Nations, when adopted in 1917, the push of decolonization and the self-determination. In 1990s and beyond, the rise of international environmental law, climate treaties, the Paris Agreement, and in 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals. The 17th goal, that is SDG 17, meant to bring everyone together and under one common agenda. This milestone tell us something important. Solidarity has been built up step by step, sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, but always moving forward. Now, let me bring in Bharat's perspective. Our civilizational ethos has always been and seen the world as one family. This is not just a phrase, it is a guiding principle, and we all have seen that thing when this era was COVID-19 pandemic. When a global shattered a supply chain, Bharat initiated a vaccine Maitri, a gesture of friendship that supplied millions of doses over 100, more than 100 countries. We didn't wait for a formal request. We acted on the principle that health of one is tied to health for all. We are one family, and we don't let family members to suffer alone. We see in our commitment to global peace. For a decades, Bharat has been one of the largest contributors in the United Nations peacekeeping missions. Our blue helmets have served in some of the most dangerous and forgotten corners of the world, from Congo to Lebanon. And it is not about being a great power, but it is about taking a great from the responsibility of the globe. And we have had to apply this philosophy in some more complex aspect also. Bharat's position was very clear when when there was a Ukraine war or something like that, and when Bharat says that this is not an era of war. As Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi told President Putin, the only path forward is through a diplomacy and a dialogue. At the same time, we have not shied away from our humanitarian duties, sending a multiple consignment of aid from the medicine to our generators or to the people of Ukraine. We have launched a massive effort in Operation Ganga to evacuate our own citizens and many others from the war zone. More recently, when a civil war erupted in Sudan, as my dear colleague Swami Chatterjee has just mentioned, leaving thousands of foreign nationals trapped, the Bharat launched the Operation Kaveri. And we didn't just evacuated nearly 4,000 of our people like citizens, but our brave forces in a display of true solidarity also have brought back a national from many other countries, including United States, France, Canada. And this was a complex, high-risk mission, my dear friends, involving our Air Force and Navy, but we did it because we believe in that family. It is a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Bharat has, as my dear friend Swami Chatterjee has just said, that Bharat have in many other, made be a multilateral treaties or bilateral agreements relates to the peace and treaty. We helped and led non-alignment movements also. We have sent more peacekeepers to an United Nations mission than almost any other country has. And we are co-leading the we are co-leading the international solar alliances to promote a clean energy. We have offered our digital public goods like UPI and Coven to the other countries, and we have had the opportunity to lead the world with the G20 presidency. We didn't just talk about our own country, but we have chose the theme, and that is one earth, one family, and one future. In the world deeply polarized by conflict and economically inequalities, Bharat's theme for the presidency, that is one earth, one family, and one future, was a direct call for the solidarity. We didn't see G20 as an exclusive club of we saw it as a platform to give a voice to the voiceless, and a milestone we achieved were truly historic. We successfully pushed the permanent inclusion of the African Union into the G20, correcting a historical injustice and bringing the continent's voice to the table. This wasn't about the politics, it was about making the global family more inclusive. As I think Pragya ma'am have I shared something about the inclusivity and other this thing. I truly agree to this, ma'am, that inclusivity is a need of an hour, and that what in Bharat has always led for this thing. One of the example I just shared, that including African Union into this G20 summit. So we also have launched a global biofuels alliance, a concrete steps towards a cleaner future by promoting a circular economy, and we also have championed the One Future Alliance to share our own successful digital public infrastructure. From our universal digital identity to a seamless payment system, as I just mentioned about the UPI, this thing. And all of this flow from one conviction may be that that is from that solidarity is not a charity, it is a mutual strength. Of course there are big challenges, rising of nationalism and protectionism, misinformation that has undermines the trust, inequalities both between and within the country, and the climate clock is ticking faster than our action plan. But here is the good news: we are not powerless. We are already have the tools, that is international law, human rights law, and the different frameworks and technology. What my esteemed colleagues has just previously mentioned about some of the treaties and other this thing. So this we just need the political and moral courage to just properly implementing those international treaties, or mutual agreements, or conventional draft, or whatsoever you name it. So I believe what we need to do is, as an individual or as in a nation, I believe we need to recommit to the multilateralism. We need to make the global decision making more democratic. We need to ensure the fruits of globalization are shared fairly. And we need to build empathy and trust, not just agreement on paper. We need to invest in education and youth, because they are the ambassadors of the solidarity. And we need to lift up the voice for migrants, the displaced or indigenous communities, and because they often have seen a clearest view of justice. So in a conclusion, it just remind me the Rabindranath Tagore's words, that the highest education is that the which does not merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all existence. And that's exactly what a global solidarity is all about: living in harmony with each other and with within the one planet. And if we can do that, then even in fragmented world, we can find a pathway, not just to survive but to create the sustainable peace and the justice for everyone. That's just end of my speech, and I'm extremely sorry if I've taken some few extra minutes. But I'm very thankful to Nyai Sastra for giving me a platform to share my views. And as Swami ma'am just said that she loves to represent and talks about the her country. I am also very like happy to share about my country, and that is Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening